I stuck at it, but welcome to the Business Coach, a show in which you out help entrepreneurs better their businesses. My name is Ian Dennis, and as you can see, this week it's all about the sound business. I'll be meeting up with sound engineers, and on the first half of the show, I'll be meeting up with Jevons, who set up his sound business. I want to find out what exactly are some of the challenges he faces in his day-to-day business and link him up after the break to Noah Otiende of Swissnet. But before we get to start off the show, I mentioned to you guys last week that I'll be giving away a Samsung phone. Last week I gave away an A50, and this week I'm giving away a Samsung A70, a beautiful phone that allows you to do so many things as an entrepreneur. Not only does it have a 6.7-inch screen, but it also has a 4500 mAh. So as a mwanabiashara, so simu yako utakuwa na shida ati imezimika, computer, nothing like that. So courtesy of the Samsung A70, I'll be giving away a phone to you at home. So how exactly can you get this particular phone? Wait, koja, ona show. Before the break, tutakwambia vile utapata. So welcome to the show. So Jevons, you're quite a multi-talented individual, as you're telling me. You're sitting next to one of the instruments you play. So take me through, what exactly do you play and how good are you?
I'm more of a guitarist, but just being able to be around musical instruments, I've learned to play a few of them, including the piano, the bass guitar, but more of a guitarist.
And how did it all start? How did you learn all these particular instruments?
I grew up in church, all the way back in Joro.
You're a church boy.
I'm a church boy, and I'm a Shags Mondo guy. So all the way back in Joro, I got to get a guitar and learn. And just being in church, I got to learn music. And through coming to Nairobi, doing the same, I learned, and I just got stronger and stronger. And then I ended up into sound.
And how did you go to school to learn all this, or how did it all come about?
No, back then you'd learn by ear and just by watching people play, but these days we have YouTube.
So you're a graduate of the YouTube School of University.
Yes, yeah.
And at what point now did you decide to venture into the sound business, and why the sound business of all any other business you could start?
I'm a technology junkie. I'm interested in electronics. I studied electronics in college. So being an electronics technician, having just having an interest in all this, so I think that's what sort of pushed me into musical instruments, just understanding how they work, and then through that I just graduated and ended up serving in church, doing sound for church. Just from there, it grew from there.
So kanisa huduma imekufikisha pale huko. Which is quite interesting. And at what point now did you decide to set up now your business, SoTooth, and why that name, SoTooth? Such a
the name was for guys who understand audio frequencies. Musical instruments, when the audio frequency from musical instruments, if you're able to plot it on a chart, it comes out in the form of a saw. Yes, so SoTooth is just a particular frequency that's produced by only stringed musical instruments.
It's very technical. And in this business, I know it's quite expensive because I see the kind of equipment you guys have: speakers, mixers, instruments, and all that. So how did you raise the capital, considering mtu wa Njoro?
Well, I got a bit of a boost from a close family friend who I consider as a father to me, and I was able to buy a few equipment, a mixer, 2 speakers, and an amplifier. And just from there, I just managed to work, save, and just buying one equipment at a time, one speaker at a time, just reinvesting.
And initially, when you're starting out, how are you doing it? Because I'm sure sometimes you may have one speaker and maybe you go for an event and it's this and this. How exactly are you juggling between that?
Of course, there's something called outsourcing. So I just managed to have networks in the industry where I could be able to just look for market. And whenever I needed something extra, I would go to them. And then the money that I made from them, I think I usually tell my friends, for close to 3 years, I never got to spend any money. I never got to pay myself.
3 years?
Yes. All the money.
How are you surviving in 3 years?
All the money I would be paid, I would reinvest. So that's how I was able to increase my inventory.
In terms now, SoTooth as a business, what services do you guys do offer?
It's just public address systems. If you have conferences, wedding, we're able to provide sound equipment for that. And also if you have maybe concerts. We're able to provide the backline, which includes the musical instruments. I have been able to partner with a good friend of mine. He's called Alex. He calls himself the drum doctor. He's a drummer, and also he has a passion for instruments just like me. And he was able to acquire the backline side. So we have like a strategic partnership where I provide the front of house. That's the speakers you see that push the sound into the crowd, and then him is on the backline, the musical instruments, the drums, and that. So that's the kind of strategic partnership we have.
How do you go about now pricing for your particular services? Because I know the business is quite competitive. There's so many persons providing sound out here. So how do you go about it?
I think that's what gives us, that's what one of the things that that places me at a disadvantage. And that's one of the reasons why every day I strive to make sure I add more equipment to my inventory so that we reduce the number of times we'd have to outsource. So what usually happens is through our networks with other sound engineers, we are able to have an agreement. So like, let's say if I approach you, I tell you, hey, you guys, I have a gig and I need this and this and this. So you as a fellow sound engineer, I think ethics dictate that you'll have to give at slightly lower cost. So whatever you make, at the end of the day, all you're looking for is a profit margin.
And being in business so far, I think it's more than 3 years. What are some of the challenges you've been experiencing in the business?
Well, there are a lot of challenges, especially in this business. One of them you've highlighted is equipment. Yeah. Equipment is very expensive, and that's most of the time we're not able to afford the kind of equipment that I would be interested to use. So that's one of the biggest challenges. The other challenge is pricing. You might not be flexible in terms of pricing when you maybe need to outsource something. And you can give a quote to your client and somebody's quoting quarter of the cost. I told you there's other bigger experienced people who will just show up and the only expenses they have is fuel.
And just finally, I love asking this question to every entrepreneur that I bring up on the show, is in terms of where would you like to be in the next couple of years? It's a cliche question I love asking, but it's always out to find out what exactly is the inspiration. What's your vision? Where would you like to be?
First of all, thanks to YouTube, I'm able to look at what other sound engineers out there are doing. The people like Linkin Park, there's a sound engineer called Ken Puch. I'd like to see myself in future to be able to be in a position where I can offer sound like the way these guys do. You know, if you've seen like international level, if you see Linkin Park, the equipment those guys have, so loud you can't use your own ear to EQ such equipment. You have to use machines and all that. So that's the level we'd like to be. Yeah.
I wish you all the best. Yes. Interesting. So after the break, I'll be linking up Jevons to know Otiende, the owner of Swissnet, to give him advice on how exactly to better his business. But before then, as we started off the show, I told you one of you stands a chance of winning the Samsung A70. And how exactly can you win that? Tell me, which business would you like to start and why? The most inspiring story will stand a chance of winning this beautiful phone, the Samsung A70. So keep it right here on The Business Coach, where we help entrepreneurs better their businesses.